The Big Takeover was an event created by young people for young people.
And young people are helping to deliver that as well in voluntary roles and in paid positions too. So it's a fantastic chance for young people to get some hands-on experience, to take the reins and to make it their event.
And what that practically meant was they worked with lots of different public and voluntary sector organisations here in Shetland to take over 7 of our fantastic venues here across a range of different forms, whether or not that be the arts, sports, culture, heritage, and from the blank canvas that they were given, they came up with the Big Takeover, and it became quite a special event here in Shetland.
At the very beginning, we got asked what venues out of the selection we had we wanted to focus on.
So at the brainstorming event, we were given a big A3 piece of paper and we were told, no idea is too crazy. Imagine we have an unlimited budget, go wild.
So some of the ideas were like really outrageous, like have Ed Sheeran come up.
And then we got into meetings for venues specifically said, right, take these ideas and kind of make them more realistic. So the Ed Sheeran concert kind of turned into, how about we get like a band or few like from the mainland? And
thought about transport-wise, what days would be better to have bigger events on, and just tried to plan what we wanted where throughout the weekend.
You need to think realistically about it and think, is this going to work and do we have the money to do this? You don't realise how much planning actually goes into it. We it being a year and a half in the making and it's finally happening this weekend and it's amazing.
Shetland Islands Council Youth Services worked with a range of partners, including Young Scot, to find Year of Young People ambassadors. We were lucky in Shetland that lots of young people came forward for this opportunity.
So the Year of Young People 2018 is a fantastic opportunity for young people to get engaged, to co-design events and deliver them across the country in so many communities, and we're delighted that the Big Takeover is part of that events programme.
We actually recruited 50 young people to work with us, and those ambassadors, we provided them with the platform to co-design the Big Takeover.
I think the co-design approach was really good for the Big Takeover because it includes a lot of people and a lot of voices can be heard through it.
Adults have obviously been involved. There's been a very good engagement between young people and adults. And it's good to see a link between the two.
Well, we've attended a lot of meetings as ambassadors as a whole, and it's all about, we've been organising events and speaking to other young people about what they're doing and how it's important to let young voices be heard.
Shetland Arts was really happy to be supporting this event and being able to kind of turn over our venues to young people. So we had both Mareel and the Garrison running over the whole weekend with things for the young people. I think in the future it'll be really interesting to see what we can do working with young people, if we can set up some young programmers groups to kind of bring more things for young people in Shetland.
It was great to find out what young people's ideas are for running events, and it certainly made me think differently of what we could do and should be doing to attract young people into the museum.
I think the Big Takeover has been a great opportunity for different generations to come together, you know, the adults working for the different agencies and the young people. And I think it certainly has created, I suppose, a greater respect and understanding.
Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of respect built between both generations. It's really pulled together really well.
It was really good because they were like really interested in what we had to say and how like we wanted it.
Like they're treating us like we are adults, and they're like trusting us with things, which is super cool. And I love how involved we've been allowed to be with it, because pretty much everything's like our ideas, and it's been really fun.
So the Big Takeover was a 3-day event. It involved 7 different venues here in Lerwick, including Aylesbury Community Centre, the Shetland Library, Gilbertson Park Games Hall, Clickenham Leisure Complex, the Shetland Museum and Archives, Mareel, which is our music and cinema venue, and also the Garrison Theatre. Pretty amazing to see other organisations coming on board, as well as the public and third sector organisations, and without them the Big Takeover wouldn't have been able to happen.
So the Shetland Young Promoters Group worked so hard to bring like all of the music events that were on in Reel together. There were lots that kind of showed the talent in Shetland, as well as bringing up bands from South as well, who were really exciting and kind of inspirational for all the young people in Shetland.
Yeah, it's been really good. Everybody seems to have been having a really good time.
They've just loved it. Like, everybody that I've spoken to, they've just raved about it. They're saying how great it was.
The library events all went really well. Nearly all of them sold out completely, and that was really nice to see. So it meant we brought a lot of folk into library events that maybe didn't normally come, and it encourages the folk to realise the library is not just a place you go to borrow a book.
The atmosphere in the museum throughout the weekend was absolutely amazing. It was so vibrant. Everybody seemed to have a real buzz about the events that were going on, and it was just the noise of people enjoying themselves, laughing, and the excitement of children running around the museum to find out what they could discover and learn. It was great. We had over 400 folk that came in. So that's entirely unusual for us to have that sort of footfall, and we would be absolutely delighted to see how we could repeat events and work with the partners again to create such a positive and great experience for Shetlanders.
The Big Takeover has been a big success, if you pardon the pun. Over the 3-day event, we saw 1,500 memberships sold to children, young people and adults across Shetland. Our numbers were pretty spectacular, with some venues reporting that they've seen some of the busiest days that they've seen as venue facilities, so that's pretty special.
And the way it's shaping up at the moment, I think it'll be one of the biggest events in Scotland, and I think that's something we should be really proud of.
Everyone who's been an ambassador has had a say, and every single idea that really came forward is in one shape or form being made into an event, which I think is really amazing.
We have done some feedback already with some of the young people. The ambassadors they were real stars during the weekend of the Big Takeover. They really shone, and we're proud of them in Shetland for everything they achieved. As part of the evaluation work we've been doing, we've been speaking with the ambassadors and also feeding back through SurveyMonkey and things like that to be able to get their views and opinions on what they've learned. And for some of them, they've recognised that they have really enjoyed the volunteering opportunities that they've had during the Big Takeover, and have said that they will actively go out and do more volunteering.
I think that the Big Takeover has given the young people a chance to show that they really care and that they're passionate about doing stuff for their community.
I think the big thing that needs to be captured is the amount of how inclusive the event is. I think no matter if you live in Fair Isle or if you're from Unst or you're in the middle, everybody can come. You know, it's free ferries for the weekend, free bus travel for the weekend. So it's very, very inclusive, and it doesn't matter who you are, where you are, you should be able to come along and get involved.
This event was put together for everybody to come together and just have fun, just to celebrate each other.
Seeing that how far people have come for our Shetland to help make this event happen, even people on the mainland have come up to help make this happen, and I've made so many new friends that I'm going to be friends with for a long time after this.
Although this weekend was to celebrate the Year of Young People, it's also inclusive of other age groups. It's been really good, the atmosphere, not from just the children and young people, the parents as well seem to be enjoying it and enjoying that their children appear to be having fun, laughing, clapping, screaming.
It's a really good event to bring family, friends, all getting out there with the community, getting out there, doing things fun tasks instead of being on your phone a lot.
I think another good thing that the Big Takeover has done is it's kind of challenged the stereotypical demographics of some of the venues. I think a good example is the museum.
There was something there over the whole weekend for all age groups and for all interests. And we also provided free memberships for young people who got education maintenance allowance or young people who were in receipt of clothing grants. So they were able to participate fully in the weekend, which help make the event much more inclusive for people who, you know, perhaps would have struggled to pay the fees otherwise.
I think over the weekend we watched, you know, all of our active volunteers flourish in a number of different ways. And you know, some of the stories that stick out, I mean, the one that sticks out the most is there's a young person who volunteered to co-host the big dance takeover, which was on the Friday night. And the young person was, you know, usually a very quiet, kind of shy, reserved person. And we spoke to them and said, you know, it's great that they wanted to do it, but you know, if at any point they felt too anxious, they could tell us. And the young person said to me that they wanted to face their fears, and that's the words that they used.
There were several of the young ambassadors who took on roles such as comparing events and things like that, which was amazing. Watching their confidence grow even over those evenings where they first started with like bits of paper kind of slightly shaking as they're talking to these huge audiences of over 200 people, to the end just like being so confident. It's fantastic.
And if you ever stand in our auditorium for the very first time, it's a very daunting thought when you see an audience that is full capacity and think your little voice has got to introduce this big name. So that's the sort of achievements that I think should be really celebrated from the success of the young people.
There were several of them that really grew in confidence just over the weekend. So I think that it's an event that will stick in their memories for a while and really have helped them in terms of what they go on to do with their lives.
You feel so happy in that you've really achieved something doing something like this, and just seeing how much people actually enjoy it and how your time and effort has paid off, just seeing how happy it's making other folk. It's a really nice feeling.
I got involved as I just saw it as an opportunity to be me and bring out my voice, bringing out ideas, getting people more involved in activities. Instead of kids being on their phones, they're actually getting out, communicating, having fun, meeting new people. It's just something I really wanted to dream of.
Volunteering doesn't have to be a dull, boring job, and there's a lot of different skills you can gain from doing this kind of volunteering especially.
It's good for confidence, really. Like if you want to go and meet new people and like make new friends and stuff.
Before I did the volunteering, that I wasn't really good with going up and talking to people, but after yesterday, my people skills have definitely improved, and like my confidence too.
The most positive thing was just kind of getting to know everybody a bit better, because lots of folk that were on this was people that I didn't really ken that well, so it was kind of just really good just speaking to other folk and getting to know them a lot better, and you know, just making new pals and stuff.
Yeah, it's really upped my confidence, and especially in speaking to other young people, because before I was kind of that shy person, but this you've really had to, you've not gotten away with being the shy person, you've got to speak your mind and go and speak to other people.
I've definitely helped my people skills, because I've gotten to speak to many people like that are part of the public and are participating in the events, and I myself have been to the events like the big dance takeover, which has really helped my performance skills.
Well, I think it's been great because it's just really shown that we can get involved in things as well and try and help out in the community. I feel like I'm actually contributing to something bigger, and makes me feel like I've improved in my leadership skills and communication skills.
I would definitely recommend a lot of folk to get involved with these kind of things, because it's really worth it, and it's even just good for putting on a CV, just saying oh, I've done this event, and it will let employers be like, oh yeah, they've done this kind of thing. That means that they'll be good for the job, and it's something that a lot of folk should really get involved in.
The amount of smiling faces from the ambassadors has been something I've really taken away from this event. Seeing them go out and about and enjoy themselves as a team, they've built friendships as a group, and that's a brilliant thing. One of the tools that we developed actually was volunteering bingo, so it was a real handy tool that provided the ambassadors with a range of different activities that we challenged them to do over the weekend.
This t-shirt is what all the crew members are wearing this weekend. It's got crew written on the back, and always young, volunteers are going around like headless chickens trying to get people to sign their t-shirts.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of fun because while we're volunteering, like we're getting to interact with the kids, we've got people to sign our shirts, we're giving little challenges to do to interact with people. I have made like loads of friends through the group because I didn't really know anyone before the weekend, and now we've got like a little group of like 6-7 people and we all know each other. It's great.
So as well as all the benefits, and we're hearing that from the young people, what they've got out of it, their skills development, their confidence levels, team working levels, actually over the weekend of the big takeover, they've just had a heck of a lot of fun. As a local authority and working with our partners, we've all signed up to the 10-year plan for Shetland, and events like this will support young people alongside developing tools like the participation strategy for Shetland to make sure that our young people are at the heart of decision making as we go forward as an island community.
So the big takeover was a major event for Shetland, and I think it was completely in harmony with the outcomes that we're seeking to achieve through the Shetland Partnership Plan. It's very much about getting underrepresented groups to have the opportunity to have their voices heard and to be able to be involved in decision making. So yeah, the big takeover project ticked so many of the boxes that we're seeking to achieve.
For a small community, there's so many opportunities for young people. Seeing the big takeover and seeing the kind of next generation of young people coming through was amazing, because all the different organisations involved in the big takeover were investing in the young people and really putting them at the front.
It's all about skills development, it's about giving young people a voice and giving them a place at the table, and by the end of the experience their confidence levels have grown dramatically. So it's been really transformational so far, and it's important that we invest in events like this going forward so that there's opportunities across the generations to come together and have shared learning experiences and also have fun together so that we have that mutual respect.
So this gets kind of the whole island community together to basically celebrate young people.
I think it's showing a good positive image of young people and showing older generations what we are capable of doing.
Things like this do take a long time to come together, but when it does, it's amazing and people love it.
Yeah, absolutely, because you know, young people, we get like a bad name, it's like, oh, we're lazy, whatever, but like with this being like a young people, like it's advertised as like we organized it, then it's showing that like we're not lazy, like we can do huge things. Like this is like the biggest thing ever to happen for young people here, like, and we did that. Like it's been really cool, and a lot of people are like, young people, you guys did this? And we're like, yeah, we did.
The Year of Young People Ambassadors have had a lot of fun during the big takeover, and for them it doesn't end. For them, they're excited about what other opportunities the Year of Young People brings to them, but also for us as a team, what it creates is a group of young people that are empowered now. They're now coming to us and challenging us to say what's next, what's the next thing we want to do, and what's the next thing we can do. So that for us as a local authority, it's about handing over some of that power and handing over the reins to them and saying, you know, we've been able to upskill you, we've been able to support you guys now, and it's for you now to take that power and to be able to go and develop your own events, and we'll be there to support you as we've done with the big takeover and during the Year of Young People. But that's what I'm really excited to see, is those young people are our next politicians, that they're our next council leaders, they're our next businesses and entrepreneurs. They're the young people who will be taking Shetland forward in the future.